Today I will be sharing with you more wonderful and powerful lessons that I learned from this book. Day 27 on following the wrong path. If something scares you in an excited way, that's a good sign. But if something is making you miserable and draining your energy, please stop. Life is telling you that is not the path for you. Alright, let's forget about the sentence, you must fight your fears, you must go over your fears. Well, yes, as a psychologist, I must say that's the truth. But in therapy, we do that very delicately. Is that a word? So we are very careful. We are very careful when we do the exposure to the fear. And it's a really long period of time. So if you are scared and if you feel a fear, you must think about it carefully. So is this really something that terrifies me and that is telling me that it's completely against my being? I should stop. What I do and what I learned from this lesson and what I applied in my life, I don't go over my fears. I don't go through my fears. I don't run through them in a way that they will disappear if I just run through them or attack them or something like that. And this lesson is it was just a confirmation for me that I'm doing something really good. It's okay to strive. It's okay to move forward. It's okay to do some things that scares you, but not always. So I accepted that some things are not for me or not at the right moment. When something scares me, I give myself time to think about it, to think why it scares me right now. And first I work on beliefs, I work on thoughts, I work on all that mental part. What can I do about it before I do something physically about my fear? Day 37 on initial resistance. It is easier to resist at the beginning than at the end. So simple, so powerful lesson. If you know that something is really not good for you and that will affect negatively on your life in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, don't start it. Don't start. It's much easier to say no at the beginning than to resist when it's maybe too late to resist. This lesson was really powerful for me because I understood that I should really be aware of my behavior, my decisions, and my choices. And mostly every time when I have to do something, of course, that is something big, I ask myself how this will affect on me in 5 or 10 years. So if it's not good, it's better for me to say no at the first place and immediately. Day 51 on taking action in spite of potential criticism. People who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. This sentence changed the way I am taking other people's opinion seriously. As a human beings, we are always trying to find validation for everything we do and for everything that we think. We are trying to check our thoughts, to check our perspective, to check is our choice good? Is what we are doing good? Is that something that we should do? So we are trying to ask other people so they can tell us, is that possible or not? this is okay, this is what we all do, and this is what I was doing constantly. And it doesn't have to be the sign of insecurity. And I don't want you to think, if you do this, that you are insecure in life. Maybe this is a sign of your intelligence, because if you are suspicious in your choices, in your decisions, in your thoughts, in your behavior, that's the sign that you are intelligent, that you know there is a possibility that your thoughts are wrong and your conclusions are wrong, which is really possible. So don't use the negative self-talk here. So what I do right now, I still check my opinions, my attitudes, my behavior, my choices. I still check that. I still seek validation, but not so seriously. I not rely completely on other people's opinions, but I choose what are those people, who they are, who are those people that I will ask for advice. Because now I understand that their opinion is just the consequence of their own beliefs, childhood, psychology, situations, circumstances in life, and their attitude. So if you want to achieve something, go and ask for advice, people who already achieved something. Because you can achieve anything that you want only if you have that right attitude. Only if you have the attitude. So if you're trying to apply some attitude and mental state of mind that is positive, that is like the warrior state of mind, go and ask people who went through that. Don't ask people who never did something like that, because maybe they are completely okay with the position where they are. And I mean mental position. They are satisfied with their life, with who they are in that moment. But if you are not, and if you know, and if you feel that you can do something, if you have some great idea, go and ask for validation. People who already achieved some goals and similar ideas like you. Day 55. On bearing misfortune. Remember to, on every occasion which leads 3 to vexation, to apply this principle. Not that this is a misfortune, but that to bear it nobly is good fortune. Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism. What can we say here more? This lesson helped me to focus on my strength when something bad happened. So if something is, like we can say, some misfortune, if I focus that only on that misfortune, I will end up crying in my bed, and it's simply something that will never help me to improve my life and myself. So changing the point of view and seeing this from another point, seeing this from the strength. So I have some misfortune, but I have capabilities, I have strength to bear this. And that's something that is really uplifting.